Hey guys, this is John here in Los Angeles with the Alpha Channel update for Sunday, November 17th, 2024. And today's conflicted card for deck number 1 is the Jack of Clubs. And this is an interesting one. So this is an end of the world scenario. Everything is kind of stabilizing and your community is about to merge with a bunch of other communities that are all grouping together as one. I don't know, it doesn't detail whether or not you're moving, but the point is you're going from a group of about 30 people, half of which are children, to a group of more than 600. The question is, what role would you see for yourself in this new group and why? Now here are the considerations I have, and I've discovered that I need to do this at the beginning because if I wait until the end I will forget. Just to do it at all. But here are the considerations that I have. One, what sort of role do you have in a group now where you are one-to-one adults to children? You probably have some sort of leadership / teaching, not administration, but mentoring role where someone is apprenticing to you to learn whatever it is that you have to teach. Everything you know, essentially. And what sort of role do you want in this new community that may not be children heavy, that may be adult heavy? It doesn't stipulate on the card. But so what role would be right for you? For me, I would say long range reconnaissance patrol. But if you've had a role taking care of these kids who now may very well be prey to the other adults in this community, you may be better suited to something closer to home for a while. And that's just my thoughts on it, and that's because of that's what this card says. In general, I don't know what I do. There's a lot of things that aren't mentioned in that card. So, Tarzan, Lord of the Jungle 13. I was calling it Conan. But this is Roy Thomas and John Buscema with Rudy Messina as the inker and George Roussos as the colorist. And in this one, Tarzan plays a gag on the apes, the tribe of Kerchak, and the black tribe nearby, which are referred to as Cannibals. This is adapted from an Edgar Rice Burroughs story called The Joke of the Jungle. And Tarzan has stolen this lion's hide from the black tribe in the previous issue. And this is still before he met Jane. And in this issue, he continues playing games. Here, Tarzan is attacking Tog. He surprises him, and Tog is older now, and Tog isn't having it. You may have noticed this in your own life. In your mid-20s, adult guys stop throwing punches at each other. And when they see each other, they stop, firing jabs off at each other and like fake wrestling each other. And that is exactly what is happening here. Tarzan is still playing games, but the other apes aren't having it. And in this encounter, Tog threatens to kill Tarzan, and he's serious. Tarzan's like, hey man, I'm just joking, just playing. Chill, Winston, chill. And so Tarzan has to think about this for a while. And then later on, a bit of hair falls in his eyes and he decides he's going to cut it off. He sharpens his shell to do it. And this gets him thinking about other things. He decides he will go spy on the blacks for a while. And he does. He goes over to their camp to watch what they're up to. And he watches them. They're leading a procession deep into the jungle where they set up this trap with a baby goat, a kid, inside this trap, and they're trying to trap Numa, the lion, who they call Simba. And Tarzan steals the goat out of the trap. And then he goes, now this is it, he goes and follows the black tribe as they're walking back. And the oldest man, the witch doctor, gets tired the soonest, and he takes a break. And when he does, Tarzan knocks him out, kidnaps him, ties him up, and takes him back and puts him in the cage. And even gags him so that he can't scream out for his fellow tribesmen. This is brutal. This would never be I would make this cartoon, but this is not a cartoon for kids. This is Tarzan. This is Tarzan. You can kill a lion with nothing but a knife and a rope. And here he kidnaps this witch doctor and puts him in the cage. And the other tribesmen notice that he's missing, but they dare not go out in the middle of the night and look for him. They say, we'll just have to go get him in the morning. He's a witch doctor. He knows better than us. He's probably out doing his thing. Who are we to go, second guess him? And in the morning, they go out and find what's left for them in the trap. Yeah, there's a lion, all right. But the witch doctor's in there too. It's not a baby goat. It's a giant lion, and they're very surprised by the size of the lion. Wow, I didn't think that little goat would bring this big of a Yeah. This is hilarious. It gets better. So they carry the cage with the lion and the dead witch doctor back to their fortress camp, back to their village, their walled village. And that night they're going to torment the lion and kill him. But before they do, they start the ceremony, they start the fire, they get the dancing going, and Tarzan takes this opportunity to slip into the camp dressed up as the lion, wearing the lion outfit. He does this earlier too. I think I skipped a part because, so in this bit, when Tarzan's cutting his hair, he's remembering how the apes almost killed him when he showed up dressed as the lion. And now he's going and pulling this prank on the blacks to see how they handle it. And they don't handle it well. So let me get back to where we were. So here they're having their ceremony. And you see this is Tarzan under the lion's skin, walking into their midst, attacking them, and giving them what for, getting them to freak out. He makes them all panic and run away. Because they didn't, they think, and here's another thing. They see that the lion is dead, and that scares them even more. Roy Thomas writes down here in the bottom. And they all run off. And then Tarzan goes to the center of the fire. This is hilarious. So it's one thing to con them and get them to think that, he's the lion and attack them. Then he goes and stands in front of the fire and takes the lion's skin off and lets them see that it's him. And he gets them to chase him. He gets them to come back and chase him around. And he ditches them, he gives them the slip, and he goes back and opens the lion's cage while they're out looking for him at the other end of the village. Right? So the next time they come upon the lion, they're going to think, oh, it's Tarzan again. It's just Tarzan. We can kill Tarzan. He's just a man. Right? So, and this is a big lion. This is hilarious. The things that he accomplishes with this little game of literally cat and mouse, cat and savage, right? So the lion now finds the villagers and attacks them, and he is a real lion. He kills one and messes up the rest and puts them to flight and drags the one that he killed off into the jungle while the villagers flee. Tarzan watches it all and knows that there will be a long time before they mess with him or any lions. And that's exactly what Roy Thomas writes in here. The villagers say they won't be messing with any lions because the lion might be Tarzan and he can open a cage. And they won't be messing with Tarzan because he can turn into a lion whenever he wants. This is a great issue. And I could totally see him taking the lion's skin off in the firelight. If you animated that right, that would look like magic. It would look like magic. That is just hilarious. And this final shot, this is such a Batman pose, right? And we have, this is a pinup from an episode, probably issue number 8 or 9, where Tarzan and a bunch of monkeys get shot. Maybe even later than that. It might have been as late as number 10. I think it was the end of number 10. And we're getting a lot of these lately in this series where John Buscema has these huge panels that don't get used and they end up showing up later on in the series as pinups. But this is a Batman pose if there ever was one. Batman, Conan, Tarzan, they're all the same guy. Tarzan number 13. Tarzan, Lord of the Jungle. So, yeah, what else is going on in the world? Oh, look, here's number 12. I got to go out and have fun with friends yesterday. I hope you guys got to do something fun this weekend. And I'm here to promote my comics and novels, Ashley Fox, Legacy of a Mad Scientist, Legend of Ashley Fox. And I was talking with some of my friends. It's hard to have this and not want to tell everyone about it and not feel like you're sucking all the oxygen out of the conversation when you bring it up. And not feel like a jack of all trades, master of none, because I've got these 2 novels, I've got this comic book, I'm working on new comics. I wrote 2 chapters today, and I've got this video game, and I want all these things to work together and be an online casino. And I was talking about it, and I had to mention that the only hang up was I need like $500 to make the cars jump from level to level, and I need about $1,000 to do the AI. And basically, I probably need a couple grand to make the first version of the game playable. And that seems like a small obstacle. But it's not. It can be a pretty big obstacle. Coming up with a couple $1,000s for a vanity project can be a pretty significant obstacle. The only reason I'm going to be able to pull it off is because I'm going to be able to have this to promote and other people's comics to promote inside the game. Either as posters on the wall, billboards on the racetrack in the first version, or later on as actual copies in a store that you can walk into and buy. So one hand lifts the other hand up. You need 2 legs to take a step. If you're just one leg, all you can do is a big hop until the next hop. And this way I feel like, this way I'm able to keep working during downtime while I'm trying to save up extra money for the video game. I'm able to keep writing and drawing. I'm able to stay productive creatively. And maybe it's a jack of all trades, master of none, but at the same time, I haven't had to take a loan from anyone. So, creatively, I am justified in that. I own my characters. So, it's a big deal for a creator who doesn't have any professional credits with like the big industry studios, whether that's comics or film. My only credits are for editing. That's basically day labor. I may as well have been a bricklayer. I'm not an architect, but a bricklayer can still build a house. So mastering the fundamentals, that's what I've done. And I haven't done it all yet. I need to master lighting and cross-hatching. That's what I'm about to go work on tonight. So I hope you guys are doing well. Yesterday was not a lost day. Yesterday I got to promote the stuff and see good friends that I haven't seen in like 4 or 5 months. So it was really good. I hope you guys are having a great weekend, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.